Okay, so yeah, we will start right now. Anyone who have any idea while I'm talking, so you can participate, you can unmute yourself and tell us your idea always. So it's not only me that I have to talk, but the platform is yours also. So yeah, the topic is about mastering our inner world, which is emotions. Yeah, mastering inner self. So I will talk a little bit about as an introduction, and the rest of sessions will be discussion about some questions and accepting various ideas from you guys' points. So let me start it. Okay, so every person experience emotions, like we all feel happiness, sadness, anger, fear, jealous, guilt, excitement, like disappointment, and anxiety. So this is all of inner uh, sections of our self. So the question isn't whether we have emotions, but it's whether we know how to handle them. So the main thing is how to handle our emotions. So emotions are powerful, so they can motivate us to achieve a great things, or they can lead us to make decisions we will later regret about it. You know. So I have many times like decide wrong decisions leading by my emotions. So and also sometimes my emotions help me to get out of my bed. Like when you feel anger about the conditions that you are in, you will feel anger. So that anger leads you to accomplish many tasks that you can accomplish in a long time. So you accomplish while you anger in very short time. So anger may help us. So other emotions as well may help us to do some things in a better way, or they can lead also to decide wrong decisions. So, like many broken relationship, like poor decisions and mislead opportunities happens because someone acts in that in the heat of the moment, you know. So while dealing emotions, so uh, moment is like in relationship or when you face a a decision that makes you like to become more powerful or in your life, like when you decide if you are in a moment of anger or excitement, the decisions that you are making will lead you to like wrong thing, you know. So yeah, you can't always control what you feel, but you can control what you do with those feelings. So we can't always control that the feelings in our inner sections, but you know we can control how we respond to that emotions. So guys, let me hear you from you guys, like what exactly are emotions and why do humans have emotions, and our emotions are good or neutral. So as a creature, so uh, at the first place, why we have emotions and what does emotions means? I want from you, you guys. So emotions is powerful in human history. So please unmute yourself and
Betan, can I quickly add to the question?
yeah. Okay, let me repeat it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said that we are unable to respond to emotions, but we can always control our response, how emotions,
Yes.
what we do with those emotions. Now, many people, especially the young people, find it very hard to stop themselves from acting out under emotions. So the control part is actually missing. So what can a person who is young, who has no less experience, what can they try and do to gain control over their response to their emotions rather than being overwhelmed by it?
Thank you, Akash. That's very really good points you mentioned. So, how about others? What is emotion? And at the first place, why humans uh, are created with emotions? So, emotions are good or bad? So, can you express in your own terms, guys? So, Harshit, welcome. Good evening.
Good evening, Betha. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for asking. How about you?
I'm also great.
Okay, so today we are discussing about dealing with emotion and how we can control our inner section, our inner self, so that we can control our future and make a better decision in our life, in our relationship, and daily basis. So, what do you think? What is emotions for you, and how is that bad, and why we are created with emotions as a human being?
Hello, Betha.
Yes,
Like
hello.
if I if I say how I control my emotions, I'll observe any uh, in my life whenever the anger is come. If if we observe the anger for 5 seconds, like I I observe my anger like a one beautiful line I understand from Osho point of view. Like every emotion that come in our mind is clouds, and our mind or our mind or soul is full full sky, and their cloud is moving. If we see cloud from upside, like if we say these are clouds, I am not judging myself from these emotions. They are coming and going. If we take if we take out if we use this point of view in our life, then it will be helpful.
Yeah, you mentioned a very good point. Like, emotions are like weather, Weather is changing every day. It's not like a climate. Climate is for a long time. It exists for a long time.
I'm
But
not saying
emotions,
climate, I'm saying clouds. Like
yeah,
clouds are
I
moving.
get it, your idea. Yeah, I get your idea. Me too. So emotions exchange or like they are varying every day. It's not constant. So the constant thing in our life is our goal, our perspective, and our value. So that's all. So yeah, thank you for your idea.
Uh,
I want to say this, like, there's a difference in these three things: emotions, feelings, and mood. So let me define those three things. Emotion is an immediate
Hello, Jack.
response, like anger after being insulted, or something, excitement after someone's give you a gift. That is called emotion. Hello, yep. Good talking. Okay. So emotion is an immediate response, and feeling is your personal interpretation of that emotion. You know, when you say I feel, you are interpreting that immediate response or emotion. And the third one is mood. So mood is a longer lasting emotion state without a clear trigger, you know, without a clear trigger. That's an emotion that lasts for long. It is called mood. So just for distinguish those three things. Okay, so now like sometimes emotions tell the truth and sometimes they deceive us. So like feeling afraid before an exam, it is good and it tells us the truth. So we can prepare for that exam in a better way. So when you think about so you feel afraid and like feeling of fear, you know, when you feel that your energy will increase at some point. But when it is excess, when your feelings is excessed and uh, when it surpasses the threshold, you know, this fear of anxiety for exam, it may be like a distraction for you, you know. You will divert that anxiety to in order to feel you better for your mind. You might be end up like watching movie in order to escape from that anxiety. So when anxiety and something like that exceed from this the threshold, it leads you to another wrong direction, you know. But
Escapism.
if you do it in a better way, so yeah, if you deal it in a better way, so that fear of anxiety and feeling of fear may lead you to better energy and in order to work hard for your exam or for your work. So yeah, you can unmute yourself and participate if you have any idea, guys.
Hello, Betha.
Okay, yeah. Hello, Karan.
Hello, hello. I'm Karan, and uh, I'm new in this chat, and I'm gonna talking about something like a foundational. Like you are talking about emotions and how emotions work and why humans have emotions. Your point was this, but I want to talk about like what is my perception of watching this scenario. Like uh, if like a person should clear their identity. In my point of view, a person should uh, have a clarity of their mindset, clear like personality, values, and everything, so they can identify who they really are, and then they can tell or teach themselves that that is not their duty. Like if I'm angry and I consider myself a calm, cool, and collective person, I wouldn't be like a I wouldn't be show anger to anyone else, because I am in my personality or in my perception or in my point of view, I am a wise person, I'm a cool and calm person. So I would do justice with my identity. That's my point. And yeah, that was my yeah, that's it. What do you think? Do you agree with me?
I have a counterpoint, Karan.
Okay, continue, Akash.
Okay. So, Karan, you talked about having an identity gives me the base to set what I want to accept as my emotions and what I do not want to accept, right? Did I get your reasoning correct?
Yes, yes.
Right. So creating an identity, I would argue, is the responsibility of an adult. What I am more interested in understanding is how do children, like people who have not yet started or begun to define their own identities, how do they deal with emotions? Because they are the most emotional people I have in my life. When a child is emotional about something, because when he demands something, when he is angry, when he's sad, it is up to such an extent that they will burst out into either laughter or cries, or they'll break something. Their ability to regulate themselves is very less, because of course, because they are young. My question is, how do children, or who have just started to read, at least, because obviously self exploration begins when you are able to discern yourself as an individual. After that point, how does a young mind who has not yet established his own identity begin to work on his or her own emotions?
I also have a
O-
counterpoint, Karan. Like some of my emotional experience making my identity. Like if that emotional experience is were not happen in my life, then I'm not with that person that I'm today.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Continue, Gurpreet, please. Pretty good one.
So, Gurpreet, can you explain me what you wanna say again? Because I couldn't understand something.
I'm saying like some of my emotions that were happen in my past are making my personality like what I am now. To today I have some kind of personality which I'm carrying in my life, some sort of values that that were made in that were making in my past by some of emotional experience that is happened in my past. I'm saying now you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, then what's your question? What do you wanna hear?
So you are saying if you have that kind of identity,
Yeah,
if you that can identity, you can control your emotion, but some emotions are making my identity.
but that's not real. You
I'm
you have to
afraid
you have to you have to use your rational mind, man. You have to use your rational mind and think about it. What you like. It's about recognizing yourself. You have to have the clue of that thing that you are this person and you are like what you are not and what you are really. And what Akash sir and Akash brother said that uh, child or a undeveloped mind can have a control on their mind. Am I right, Akash ji?
Please.
Okay. First is as like as we all know, all children are taken care of by their parents. They're it is a natural process. Maybe we shouldn't very like I know I go wrong somewhere because I don't consider myself a wise person, but I just can speak what I experience. Okay,
Okay. All of us are doing the same thing, Karan. Please don't worry about
okay.
that. We
But
just want to tell
mm,
you your point.
but I am new in this chat. Just have joined that.
Absolutely. We would love to welcome you here.
Okay. But I think that first responsibility. Okay, yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, please. Your voice cut off, actually. You're
Okay,
back, I
okay,
think.
okay. I'm saying that firstly, the a, a parents have a responsibility of children, and they think all the things for their children, and until they have developed their conscious thinking, like decision making or everything like that, until they are not conscious about their own decisions, like uh, and after, I can say that that stage, like when until they develop their conscious mind, like thinking mind. I maybe I shouldn't say conscious mind, a thinking mind, which can deal with the outer world. So maybe wait. Can I take a pause?
Oh,
Okay, you can.
Also, I have counterpoint for Karan. Like, if, like, I'm saying, what identity my parents hold, it is mandatory for me to follow that identity.
it's not. It is not.
Obviously, it is not. It's built by my experiences. So he's saying, I'm agree with him. Parents' responsibility to teach their children what is wrong, what is right, what you do. But the experiences we feel in our life, we experience that experiences. We that build our foundations. What we learn from society, how we see the society. This is the my counter question to
His
Karan.
Karan's point was that the initial set of understanding that a young mind has will be developed by people who are taking care of that mind, basically guardians, not only parents, all guardians.
Yeah.
I understood by from his point of view.
Okay. I'm also agree with this point.
Okay, so yeah, but in my point of view, like emotions mainly can't represent our personality. I believe that emotions does not represent our personality, but the way how we respond to that emotions can can exactly represent our personality and tell us about ourselves. Like if you are a rational person, uh, it is not the feeling that you feel express your thoughts and your rationalities, but the way you are responding to that emotions uh, talks about your rational mind, you know? So, yeah, is my point.
True, absolutely agreed. Because what the environment forces on us is what we call emotions. We are not in control of them, but our response to those emotions or those seeds of action is what we control definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So, we will talk about emotional intelligence, like IQ. So, there is emotional intelligence. So, you can discuss about that. But before that, I have one question for you guys. Like, have your emotions ever convinced you of something that later turned out to be false? Like you feel something is true and uh, it turns to be false. Do
Yes,
you have any this kind of? Okay, can you share us with?
especially with fear and uh, basically fear of rejection and fear of failure, both of them.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you handle and do you regret about them?
um, Now I don't regret it anymore, but after I had gone through those emotions and responded the way I did feel pretty bad because it was not, I did not expect that response from myself. Actually, I can give you certain instances, but it will be like, take a lot of time.
Okay, how about others? Dale, Tech, Chase, Mohit, Arshit, Arsh, Harshit. You can unmute yourself.
My answer
Um,
to the Akash Bhai is that when you ask about the tantrum of the kids, am I right?
Yes, please.
Am I
yeah,
audible?
yeah,
Right.
Yes, Jyoti.
yes,
There
you
is the
can.
thing that when we first try to understand why the kid is showing tantrum, from where they are coming, why they are asking for certain thing in certain way. So what I have experienced till date, kids are not born without brain. They have a sense, they have a thinking ability. So our step toward it should be we should counsel them in a way. We should explain and pull out the questions why you want it, and when whatever the reaction and the answer it, then we should counter it logically with rational so that they can think whatever we are saying to them, they can test and react accordingly. If we impulse or impose our decision, then they will rebel. So we have to stop them by not to rebel. We have to tackle them with logic. And as far as experience, kids understand the logic and they try to behave accordingly. I hope I am clear about my point.
Thank you, Jess. You have mentioned good points. So, especially the being logical and being logical may help us to analyze that emotion. Uh, yeah, thank you. So, like when you talk about emotional intelligence or EQ, so like there are two things. IQ help us to solve problems. Obviously, like when you face a physics question, you you will never solve that equation with emotions. Like uh, by being aggressive, the physics question can't be solved. So you 100% solve that kind of thing with IQ. But how about emotions? What they are solving? So definitely EQ helps to solve pupils. So like the main part for EQ is like self-awareness, self-control, empathy, social skill, and motivations. So those are like emotional intelligence. So when you master those things like self-awareness, self-control, empathy, social skill, and motivation, and others that I didn't mention, so you are really developing your emotions. So these emotions or emotional intelligence help you to control or to solve people. When I say this, like if you have a market product or if you are a marketer, so if you don't know anything about emotions, you are doomed. Like it's insane if you are not dealing with emotions because humans are emotional creatures. So your product have to touch their emotions. So whatever you are working, like if you are a teacher, if you are a nurse, if you are a student, so in order to grab humans' attention, also in order to sell your products or to teach some of your students in a way that they understand, you definitely need to know about their emotions and uh, kind of deal with their emotions. So knowing about this help you like very much, but you have to start from yourself, like start by developing by self-awareness, like uh, analyze your emotion in every detail, like before you respond to whatever come from other side or other pupils. So and also self-control, you know self-control is the vital thing for your life. So another point is like responding versus reacting. So as I told you, like imagine if someone insults you, there are two choices. Like you may react immediately or pause, think, and respond. So these short things may change everything, like in your life. So it also determine your emotion. So the question is, why is it so difficult to pause when emotions are strong? And if you have any additional idea, you can add also.
Uh, I would like to, add, like, I think emotions are just reactions to the situation we are in. So, uh, our brain unconsciously, yes, it's an automatic response. Our brain unconsciously, kind of wants to go along with the emotions. When we have an anger outburst, that's why I think it is very hard to oppose it. We kind of want to go along with the flow.
Okay. Thank you, Harshit. Okay, others, please unmute yourself. Hey, soldier, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Beth. How are you?
I'm fine, I'm great. So we are talking today about mastering the intersection, which is dealing with our emotion. So we are talking about that. So if you have any idea, you can uh, tell us and answer the questions I have asked. Like, why is it so difficult to pass when emotions are strong? Like, why it is difficult to control our emotions?
First of all, we have to understand that we humans are emotional beings. We are driven by emotions, and majority of our decisions, we make them on the base of emotions. And making every decision on the base of logic is not possible for every person, for majority 99.9% people. But yeah, we can reach to the greater extent of rationality. We can make logical decisions. It requires mastery, but again, at some places, at some situations, our emotions will decide or drive us to any decision which will be fruitful for us. For example, if I am with my friends and we are doing something, now every single time we cannot do everything logically. As sometimes we make decisions on the basis of emotions, whatever we feel right at that time, whatever looks like fun. So sometimes we break our own protocols. We break the rules which we have made for ourselves. Why? Because at that time it is just emotion which has led us to take that action. But majorly we can master it, not fully, but to a greater extent through mastery, and that mastery we can achieve with knowledge, if we have knowledge about it, with experience, with realization, knowing what is good for us and what is not good for us. So that is it from my side.
Thanks, soldier.
And I want to add, I think emotions function like physical sense, one of our physical senses. Suppose when we feel fear, our brain perceives danger. It like uh, our How do I say it?
Am I audible?
Please.
Yeah, so As I am a science student, so I can specifically tell you that what are like emotions, what is the science behind it. So what I have studied that every emotions is like a kind of a trigger, you know, when you hear something, or you remember something, or you imagine something. So like you think about an exam and you got the emotion of anxiety or happiness or anything. So the steps are like your brain. The first step is that your brain evaluates the situation, and there are different parts in the brain that rapidly assess the situation, what is happening around. And then the second step is your body, how your body responds to it, because there are various hormones in the body. So our brain signals the nervous system and the hormones to act accordingly. So there are various hormones like dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, non-adrenaline, oxytocin, like that. So it is our body's response to those emotions. So like now I want to discuss that why those emotions feel so powerful. So our brain often processes emotionally important information before you are consciously aware of it. So, like our heart rate will go up, and suddenly we'll feel a very excess amount of dopamine in our body, like energetic feeling when we come on the stage. So, I think that it is all about how we are humanly designed, and the thing is that we can regulate them actually through means of meditation. And yeah, I think with the meditation and consciously thinking about those emotions, how can I control my senses, this will actually help to regulate the emotions. Thank you.
I want to add one point. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello,
You can
am I audible?
continue. Yes, you are audible.
I want to add one. I want to add one point. Emotion are not the reaction. They are the things. They are the internal response toward the external stimuli. Whatever the stimuli we are receiving, perceiving, it's our internal reaction. It's in our hand whether we want to express or not. And are you understanding what I want to say? Emotions are not necessarily be expressed. It's not
Yeah,
necessary I will always react. If I'm feeling anger, it doesn't necessary that I will react immediately. As you said that you are a science student, then you have definitely encountered a situation where you are feeling that your teacher or the professor are scolding unnecessarily, but you are not expressing it. Meanwhile, you have expressed it at your home, but not in the society, in a professional and work life area where you know that your expression will lead to the demotion or any kind of negative impact to your studies, your evaluation, or any kind of the situation in any negative way. So you will control
exactly.
immediately at this moment. You wouldn't react. It's a
Exactly
human
what I said.
psychology. We know
The
when.
first step, yeah, the first step I said that it is in the brain only, the what triggers you, you know. So first step
It's
is in the brain, and
it's
then
not the
comes
response.
that you react, you know.
Huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Reaction is emotion is totally in all our internal emotion, not the something which we are necessarily or mandatory to be expressed outside. And then second thing which we all are saying that mastering the emotion. That point points how we can master the emotion. Like but we are saying through the knowledge, through the book. These are the theoretical aspect of what we say that we are mastering, but in practically we are not mastering our emotion in the way that by reading someone's reaction, by reading someone's story, it's only come after the experience. When you are made to experience something which you are not desired or you are not able to control, still you have to bound that you have to control yourself. You are not allowed to supposed to express, and in that way someone can master his or her emotion, otherwise not possible. For example, there's a disease known as OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, where what the patient feels that through the certain stimuli, their reaction is certain way. That hand washing is one of the most common example that we say I'm phobic to the dirt and phobic to the germs. And in such situation, we give a psychotherapy to the patient and ask them to go and experience a smaller stimuli, mild stimuli, in which a patient is exposed to a little amount of dirt, which he feels triggered, and we bound the patient not to react, whether we restrain it or we make it mentally controlled and counsel continuously not to react, not to react. This is the exposure and the neutralization type of theory name. It's like that. So that's also an emotion. When patient is exposed to a certain stimuli and he or she is bound to express in the certain action, and we are bounding that person not to react in that way. That's is a kind of mastering the brain, mastering the emotions. So mastering is only possible when a certain person is exposed to that stimuli which he do not want to face or react. So this is the basic, this is the practical response to the mastering of the emotion. This is the theory. What I believe. I'm not criticizing everyone over here or anyone. It's what I
Yeah,
have experienced and I wanted to share with you all.
yeah,
Thank
but
you.
I have a question for you. It can be sound weird question,
Yeah.
but let's pose an example. Let's take an example. Like one person, he has a sudden encounter with a dog, and the dog is trying to bite him, and he got the stimuli that dog will bite him, and every time when he sees the dog, he is very afraid that this dog can bite me. So he has inculcated a very negative perception of the dog, that, and he has got a certain reaction in his body that yeah, every dog can bite me. So you are saying that everything is on experience, and we can handle the emotions with the experiences. So don't you think it can be bit negative also? It can incite another emotion also when you see something with a past experience, when you relate that link to the past experience.
That's definitely. Our experience can be negative or positive toward the setting stimuli. But this is the experience through which we learn. And that's the most interesting thing is that the PTSD is a disease condition we all have heard of, um, post-traumatic stress syndrome, something like the PTSD. In this disorder, patients have a terrible experience, past experience in their life, and accordingly they judge the future stimuli or future events, and they need a lot of psychotherapy. There is a lot of medical procedures through which a patient, all are psychological, through which a patient is denuclearize the emotion and all the things, but the result is so slow and so gradual. They bring the change gradually, not that to that extent that they overcome that emotion. That's why emotion, your experience can lead to a positive impact or negative impact.
Yeah,
There's
very well.
nothing like that. There is
Yeah,
no
yeah.
certain hard and fast rule that the emotion can be lead to the positive aspect or negative aspect. It's just 100% depend on the individual capacity, how they manage and control. It's all internal. But yeah, one the things which is we can control with our main is we can train ourselves. We can control our main brain and we can command it that I should not react like this. I have to control my emotion. This is the internal fight which the person can done with the substances or the situation. It's all a training which one had to go through themselves.
Yeah, I think our brain is like continuous adapting to the things like what we train for. And if we really train our mind to just get accustomed to that certain kind of emotion, which fear, like kind of a fear to us, we can really train that trait, and we can reduce that kind of fear or anxiety which we have, or emotion which we want to discard from our life. Not totally discard, like to alleviate that emotion. So yeah, I think it is a trainable aspect, and with the help of meditation, can do a lot in it, and for improving our mental state also. So meditation can also help, and moreover, self introspection helps a lot. I think everyone should self introspect what they are going through their phase, and just observe the thoughts, like what are thoughts coming in my mind, what is flooding out there, and just introspect and write down. And yeah, this can help a lot, I think. If anyone have any another suggestion, they can please share with us.
Um, I would like to add something. Like Soldier said moments ago, like we humans are emotional beings. Even if we train ourselves for dealing with that situation, still we are going to experience some emotional, sudden emotional burst. So like I think it is not fully possible to avoid emotions
Yeah, what I
completely.
will say you that, yeah, like, yeah, obviously we will have some emotions in that aspect also if we are feeling calm. Yeah, I'm totally agreeing with you. I'm not denying the fact. But the thing is, like, there are some brain waves in the like alpha, beta, gamma. So, like in the brain waves. So, when you are doing the kind of meditation and you are in a Zen state of mind, then your brain waves are going to alpha and beta, and you are start regulating the things which are your thoughts, and you do not suddenly react to those thoughts which are coming in the brain, the trigger point which I called in the first. So you become emotionally more stable, so you can think rationally. I think that is the logic what I'm giving here is. So yeah, from my perspective, yeah, you will feel emotion also at that point of time, like Zen kind of state in mind. You are very calm and you are thinking logically. That is also emotion, and it is really blissful emotion if someone had it in their life. So yeah, you can become a monk also. It is a kind of emotion feeling above the world.
But like it is very hard to think rationally if you are facing some kind of emotion.
No, I think it is a totally trainable quantity. You see the Shaolin monks, and the monk is a kind of Zen state of mind where you train your mind to such level that anything which comes to you, you do not react to it impulsively. You just read the situation, analyze it, and think rationally. I think it is quite trainable aspect of our life. We can train it, and I think human brain is limitless. Everything can be achievable, and nothing is impossible in this world. So yeah, it is quite happen to be emotionally stable in the life.
So like what's the difference
I agree with
between
the urge.
yes,
Continue.
James, please continue.
Continue. I don't have any objection. You can continue.
So I
Yeah, if
was
someone has a point to make or counter, you can. Please welcome.
so like what is the difference between a robot and a monk if both lack emotions? So, also like can you clarify on that? Like you are saying that monks they think impulsively and they think rationally. So does that mean they are emotionless?
No, I'm not saying that they are emotionless.
No,
I'm
no, no.
saying that they're in Zen state of mind. Their mind waves, you maybe listened about alpha, beta, gamma waves in the brain. So they have really good command over the emotions and how to regulate them. I'm not saying that they are emotionless. I think they can regulate the emotions very well than the normal human beings. So they do not react to the situation like very suddenly and just go, like someone hits you and you feel very angry about them and you just go and uh, give a beating to that person. I think they are more stable. I am not saying they are emotionless, but yeah, they are emotionally stable. They can regulate the emotions wisely. If they have to say that have to do the thing in anger, they will do it in anger. If they have to do the thing in calmly, they will do it calmly. So yeah, that is the thing, and I think we should all inculcate those qualities in our life. Just start doing meditation and all, so that you can be more emotionally stable. Yeah, because good things cost nothing. Like these meditation and all just cost nothing. It's just sitting around and observing the thoughts. That is it.
Okay, Arsh, you have good point. Thank you very much. So, like, yeah, I agree with you. And to add some pointers for healthy way to deal with our emotions, the one that you mentioned is meditation. Uh, we can also we can also take about like prayer. So if you are a religious person, you can pray and your emotion. You can deal your emotions in a better way or in a healthy way. So you feel better after you pray or meditate. So, and the other good point is like to talk to someone you trust. So because in my point of view, you are in aggressive mode or in exciting mode. So when you if that moment is the moment that you have to decide something, so before deciding, you have to tell for someone that you trust, because that person is not in the state of uh, emotions, so he think rationally, so he may be give you a best idea for decision. So because he's not emotional, he think in a rational way. So trusts if you have trusted someone, so ask him, like, uh, and take advice. So advice is the most vital thing for dealing emotions. The other one is like journaling. So I think we have talked a lot about journaling. So when you before you sleep to the bed, so journaling every emotion, so what you feel, so journal your day. So that makes you calm, and after you do that, because you analyze what you have done in the days, so you make a rational decision also. So exercise, talking a walk, taking a walk, like deep breaths. Also, the best thing I got is like sleep before making a big decision. So, while when we sleep, our brain process the thing, and when you get up in the morning, yeah, you find out that thing solved. Like, I remember, like, even not only in real life situations, but in my high school time. So when I find hard question like a physics question and math question, so without solving that question, I sleep without solving that question. And when I get up at the midnight, so I find that question so easy, So just sleep, and when you wake up, your mind will refresh with full energy. And also the other thing I wanted to mention is most of the people in nowadays doesn't sit quietly in a room for a short time, even for 30 minutes and 60 minutes. So this thing I wanted to improve in my life also, but it's also useful for you guys. Like, sit down in a dark room, maybe in a dark room, in a silent room, and think about what you are dealing with. So before responding to any situations, so sit and be quiet in a quiet place and just hear your inner self. Uh, so that a little a little voice in your head may be amplified when you are silent. So that may be a solution for any problems that uh, facing your life. So yeah, there are some. This is some pointers from my side. So you can add if you have any idea.
Moreover, I would like to add that the example I would like to give here, that if someone has tried the exercise of plank, where you hold your body on the weight on by the means of your elbows and your feet, planking exercise. I think most of you have done it somewhere in your life. It is really hard exercise to hold the plank for around 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It is really hard because your brain goes into the survival mode and it tells you that to quit because it is consuming a lot of energy. But you will be astonished. There are three persons who have broke this record, and one person has done it. Now the current record is 9 hours and 30 minutes. Would you imagine if someone has tried that exercise in their life, you will see that how it works. Even going for 2 minutes straight becomes a really challenging task, and the person has trained his mind to go at the limit of 9 hours and 30 minutes, where he says that I trained my mind. He says that the training for plank is you can do it physically for around 3 hours or 4 hours, but after that it becomes all a mental challenge. How you distract your brain, how you control your emotions, and how you regulate them. And I don't know, it feels like a superhuman to me, like he planked for 9 hours and 30 minutes. But yeah, that is it is what it is. So yeah, I would say that these emotions can be regulated. He would have felt that really pain in his body, but he regulated it. So I think emotions can be regulated, and it is a very trainable trait in our life. So yeah, that is what I want to say. If someone has any other good points to add on, they can.
Nandini has joined us, and Beta has taken a leave, I think, from the chat. So if anybody else could continue. Soldier, would you like to continue?
Hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, what are you asking me? Any question?
Beta
Oh,
actually took a leave. So if you have some ideas we can discuss. So I was asking you for that.
Okay, shall we continue the same topic or something different?
Continue with the same as well. But if you have something else in mind, we would love to
Okay.
discuss that.
Okay, let's go back to emotions. So, as you people discussed a lot of things about it, so I will share my perspectives, my views, my definitions about these emotions and how we can regulate them because it is very important for us. So, first of all, we have to understand what emotion is. We humans are dealing with multiple emotions every single day. And emotion is simply the response of our body, of our mind to some external situations. For example, there is emotion of fear. It is the response of our mind towards something which threatens us. Similarly, there is emotion of happiness. We become happy when we feel good. Similarly, there is another emotion, anger, emotion of anger. We become angry because of something. So there are multiple emotions like this. So emotion is simply the response of our mind towards any situation, towards anything which makes us feel different.
Yeah, fair point. Daltek, would you like to join us with some ideas that you would have? You've kept quiet for a long time now.
Okay, so I was talking about emotions. Now, all these emotions, like I mentioned, 3, 4 emotions, there are many emotions which you know. Now, we cannot escape from these emotions completely. Every person goes through these emotions at different situations in life. Now, it is important for us to understand how we can handle them. And I believe a person with wisdom, a person with proper knowledge, a person with experience of life, he can handle these emotions perfectly and they will not harm him or her because emotions have both the sides, the good side as well as bad side. They can make you like a good person or they can destroy your life. For example, if we will talk about emotion of fear, it can make your life better as well as worst. How it can make you worst, it can make you coward, and how it can make you good, better. You'll be cautious about some situations in your life. You will be cautious about your career, about your health, about other situations in life. So similarly, earlier I told you anger. Anger is similarly, it has both the sides, the good as well as bad. Good in the sense that first we'll see like how it is bad. Whenever you become angry, maybe you are you may harm your personality, your reputation, your character. People know you as a good person, but you become angry, you abuse people, or you harm yourself, or do something different. And its good side is, although anger does not have that much good side, but yeah, you should not always be like that soft person. People shouldn't see like look towards you as a soft person. They should have this image of yours in your mind that if they will create any mistake, you will become angry towards them. So they will not cross your limits if they know that you can become angry. So this is the good side. Similarly, excitement, that is also emotion. It is good when you feel good when you achieve something. It is good. You should feel good. But when you are feeling excitement early, maybe you will get distracted from your own mission. You will feel good every single time. You may continue that, yeah, I have achieved this, I have achieved this, I have achieved this, but you will not focus on your next plans, whatever you want to achieve. And other sadness, sadness is also emotion. Now, sadness, it is good as well as bad. Sadness also tells you that something wrong is happening or something wrong has happened. Maybe later, if you are wise enough, you will regulate and you will introspect yourself. Why I became sad because of this situation. So next time I need to avoid it. We cannot avoid sadness completely, but we can use some other methods which will make us feel happy. Now, sadness has bad side of sadness is if we will become sad continuously, maybe we will go into depression. We may become sad. We will harm ourselves psychologically. So this is all about emotions. Now, to regulate it, I told you it requires knowledge, wisdom, experience. Once we get all these things, then we know how to deal with them. Then we will mostly focus on the good side of that emotion. Now, earlier, I told you we are emotional beings. We cannot completely avoid them. But as wise people, we can regulate them in such a way that they will not harm us. We can take benefit from every emotion if we know how to take that benefit. There are some people who go into depression, and depression comes from sadness, and it comes from prolonged sadness when we become sad with something which affects us continuously, which gives us different feelings. But as wise people, we may question ourselves that it is harmful at the end for ourselves, and that wisdom comes with experiences, with knowledge, with the rest of the things, whatever we have learned in our life. So that is it in a nutshell. I hope you got it. That's why our main focus should be on getting more knowledge, not just only from books, but also from other sources, from other people. Like currently we are talking here. You're learning something from me. I'm learning something from you. It may help every person who is currently here. We can learn it from introspection. We can learn it from our own mistakes. So we should keep learning, learning, learning. It provides us wisdom, and that is the way to train our mind for making better decisions.
Really great points.
Got it?
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. No emotion is good or bad. It depends on us how we will create that emotion, how we will let it affect us.
Comrade and Srimad have joined us in the meanwhile.
Yeah, hello, comrade and Srimad. Do you want to talk something about emotions,
Yeah,
emotional mastery? Yeah,
I have a valid point. Like you all, everybody had tell that you have to do introspection of about yourself, and that will help you to get away from the emotions, sad feeling. But I think introspection give you a fake motivation. Like I have doing many introspection, like making how to achieve something, how to part away from this emotion. And also I have thinking that like introspection is not working many times. Like we just write in it diary and close the diary forever. We don't look about it every day, like thinking on that. And recently I have uh, read or like I see the podcast of David Goggins. He say he always tried to talk with himself by the help of recording. I think this is the my I don't assume everybody have I don't assume that it work in everybody, but I think talking with self is more important than introspection. We have to just talk with self, like writing something like yourself why are you lacking from this condition? Why are you depressed? But the condition is we have to sit and talk with himself with voice, not just write it. Because emotion are kept in our head, but when you try to speak with himself, it give you a positive environment around you. Like you can try a way like I am trying recently. If you want to talk, record your voice and give advice to yourself, then it will be more better way to get away from emotional feeling like depression, sadness. But it also give you a way forward directions. So I think if you want to introspection of yourself, like to talk with yourself is more important. That is
Okay,
my point.
comrade. Yeah, I got you. But whatever you are saying, like talking to yourself in itself is introspection. Do you know what is introspection? Can you
Yeah, yeah,
explain it to me?
yeah, yeah. Introspection means uh, you have to just uh, samiksha. Sorry, I speak in Hindi, but we have to just analyze yourself. What are you doing? Why this condition? But currently, introspections only mean writing in diary, but uh, no one can ever think introspection like
I think I
recording or
got
talking
you.
with it.
What you are saying, I think I got you. You are saying that uh, we need to put in the work also. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, doing the introspection is also there, but yeah, we need to put in that into the work also. Yeah, if you are not putting the work, hard work, the amount of effort which requires to, control the emotions, regulate them, then it is just a piece of paper, if you are doing self introspection also and writing down the goals also. I think the means does not depend if you talk to yourself also, if you self regulate also. I think that is a part of it. But when the situation strikes and it comes to you to apply those knowledge into a practical way, we all have our theory exams and the practical exams. It's similar like that. You have the theory in your mind that, yeah, I will control this emotion by this means, by this method, by regulate my breathing or something like that. It can be anything. But when it comes to the situation, when you counter the situation, then you can practically apply that thing to that point of time. I think it is a trainable aspect, and yeah, it can be aligning your thoughts when the sudden situation encounters to you. And yeah, I think self introspection is very important for that part. It can be by means of anything, by talking to yourself also, by talking to you in the mirror also, by writing down, journaling, or by just doing meditation. It can be anything.
I believe personally that introspection it is a tool of wise people. It is a tool which allows you to think about your daily life, to think deeply about your life, what you are doing, where you are making some mistakes, where you need to improve. It isn't just talking to yourself. It is also like wise people do it so that later they will take the perfect action which will help them to improve their life. So as Arish said, it is important part, and I think for any person who wants to live great life, like phenomenally, now it is subject to living life great, but still to some extent, uh, like things work same for every person. If you want to live peacefully, if you want to have good finance, a good job, so for it, introspection is good, and every person should follow this introspection. You will get some data from it, and then on the basis of that data, you will take further actions.
Yeah, we have to take action on your analysis of yourself.
Yeah, analysis is important.
And not
Shoulder,
only,
I have
yeah, yeah, go on.
so everybody, I have a strong past like introspection. Like I have journaling myself in 100 days, and I realized that I just writing my mistake and my achievement every day. Some many of the day, like I know I have to do this. I know this is the time why I am wasting. Like previously, I have a pro sleep person, but I know I have doing wrong thing. Like many things I have journaling it, and later I realize I just journaling it, not improving on it. We have to also improve on your condition. We have to do it, work on introspection, as well as we have to work on our improvement as well, so that both alignment will continue and you can improve yourself.
I can totally relate with you, like what you're saying, that we make plans, we decide the things that I will do this thing in this part, this time, this, but the things do not go what we plan for, and this is the beauty of life, what you plan doesn't go by that way, So, but what you can control is that your emotions, yourself, at that point of time, you are breaking by the situation, or you break through the situation, that what it means, and what are you applying, what you have thought in your mind, and are you applying those things, because situation will be worse, or can be even more worse, and it does not depend on yourself, but it depends on you, that how you take into you, how you think about that situation. So the game changes in your mind, yeah, I agree that we do not able to follow those plans what we have made, and we feel the emotion of dissatisfaction with us, demotivation comes in, but that at that point of time we have to just reassess the things, just go back to the first thing, just think about that, where I broke down, what thing I did wrong in that point of time, what led to that situation, how I can make the good things, and how I can improve further. It is continuous game of improving and improving, if you can study for 2 hours and you have planned for 10 hours, maybe that is not a good output, but yeah, you can keep on compounding the things, maybe for 3 hours for the next day you can set a target. Yeah, I think it is really very important to set realistic targets based upon your current situation and start on improving the things. Yeah, but it should be out of your comfort zone.
So what I understand from these discussions is we keep coming back to action. Is it?
Yeah,
Absolutely, all right.
actions with introspection.
Okay, we have other people too here. If others also want to talk, those who haven't shared their views, they can unmute and talk.
Yes, Sakshi, Nandini, and Srimad, please come on. And Daltek, you've been listening for a while. Please add something from your side, bro.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah. So on the issues of emotions, the way I've come to understand them is that each and every one of us is born with emotions, and normally they're triggered by environmental factors and people around us, and so there's like we just respond to these emotions due to maybe events that develop around us. And so many times we are triggered by people. For example, in terms of sadness or anger, someone would just come up to you and say something that hurts you, and then you choose to react there and then. But personally, one thing I've trained myself to do is I take time before I react to a certain situation, most especially when I see that there's someone randomly just comes to me and says something all from the blues. Of course, I don't just act there and then. I have to sit down. I have to step back a little bit and then try to process what they said, why, and actually find why they said that. Because sometimes people tend to project what they are going through onto other people. So
That's almost always actually. Thank you for that.
yeah. So I always try to make sure that whatever that I do is not because of what the person has done to me, but is it something that I'm supposed to do? Is it right for me to do? So yeah, we just need to learn how to regulate these emotions. And sometimes situations that require us to maybe show sympathy to people. Yeah, just like Betha was talking about the emotional intelligence, we need to apply all those things as we're dealing with people. And yeah, emotions are just things that we can control ourselves. Even though they are sometimes impulses, we might just react there and then, but through repeated learning, we get to a point where we can actually manage them, even in situations where others would choose to or would overreact immediately. But for us, if we have trained ourselves to respond to provocative situations in a calm and introspective manner, we get to be better people and deal well with others. Thank you. I think that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, very well said. I have a question for you all, for all of you guys. I want to ask that what do you guys do when you are the angriest point of your life? You know, you want to kill someone, that someone has said you something or something has happened that, and you have an altercation with someone or something like that. When you are at the most angriest point of your life and you want to do something to that person, what do you guys do? Maybe we can have those ideas and start inculcating in your life how you guys can control, and one by one everyone can share their thoughts on it.
Well, if
So
I will talk about,
yeah,
okay, Arsh, again.
I have been a pretty violent guy for a very long time. Not anymore, but when I was until in college, I was the first one to start a altercation, as Arsh said. So eventually, what I learned was what I wanted to do was take action and direct it at something or some place which I assigned the responsibility to. Right. So after I came out of college, and I had my share of broken noses. I broke some and got mine broken much more frequently, actually. So after that, I have started to punch my own hand rather than punch somebody else's face. So that helps me immediately because I have a immediate feedback loop that I am angry and I need to control myself.
what about you, soldier?
Okay, generally, I try to take pause when someone tries to provoke or when someone does something which makes me angry. I try to take pause, and that pause stops me from doing any action which will not be good. Because generally, in anger, we take some actions which aren't too good for us or for others. But in some scenarios where that pause we cannot like stop, because sometimes we need to
Yes,
react.
moving
So
away is absolutely, yeah, true, true. Thank you, Betha, for that. I do that a lot now.
yeah, I also do that mostly. But sometimes when that is not the option, what I do is I talk to that person, maybe in straightforward manner, and I look into his eyes, whoever the person is, and talk directly about the thing which has created that mess, that anger. If it is bad, like whatever he has said, for example, he abused it for no reason. So at that time, just sometimes, yeah, people remain silent. Oh, dogs came, they're following me. So sometimes we cannot remain silent when someone is abusing. So the another thing is some people abuse back, but for me, I don't prefer this abusive language. So I try to directly confront them why you abuse. It is not good. If someone hasn't abused you, don't do it. And when I become straightforward, I have realized it from my side that they understand, they become humble. But I don't take that violent action, just hitting people. Once in my life, I have done it, and person did the same mistake. He abused without any reason. So I did something to that guy. That was the only one action, violent action, which I have taken in my life, and I don't prefer those things, fights.
Right. Thank you.
Nice. What about
So
you,
your
Deltek?
point. So soldier, your point was stepping back is the first response, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
stepping back.
usually.
Yeah, yeah. Others can also share their experiences.
What about girls? What are they
Yeah,
doing when
yeah.
they
I'm
become
I'm
angry?
also curious about girls. What they
I'm
do.
curious what they do.
I have a very strong self-control. I do not react. Speak whatever you want. You can't challenge me to react. It's hard to make me react. It's inbuilt.
That is actually pretty wise. Thank you for that.
But what I've seen in girls that if they get, angry, they start, whatever comes in their mouth and they speak, just speak. What I have analyzed by far. Some girls are like really very tolerant.
That's
Yeah,
that's why I don't react because I am from a girls' school, so the girls speak nonsensely, and no doubt they do not think twice before speaking. So I learn from them to control. I know I can't go that level or to argue with them, so better to be quiet and preserve your peace. So I learn the patience, they learn to react.
yeah, that's really nice. What about you, Sakshi? What about you, Nandini? Yeah, anybody else?
Okay, so like, let me give you some example from my neighbors and most of the people who are in marriage. Uh, this one is special. Like when you are in marriage, I see some pupils when the husband is hungry, like when he is a lot of in anger. So if his wife is replied in the same way that he is anger, so the situations will grow and aggressively they end up like they might be fighting, they end up fighting like, but when he is aggressive, so I see some girls, some wise wife go away from that situation, and when the when husbands are calm, become calm, and they will talk what the situations has happened, and they resolve things. So uh, definitely the husband and the males will definitely like uh, uh, request and give sorry for his wife. So you know, not every moment express your true identity, so just go away from that person, and when they are calm, uh, go and talk to them, and they will themselves say sorry to you, like they weren't in a good mood or something like that. uh, and another point I wanted to add here is like we have to examine the trigger of the emotion uh, just while we dealing with that emotion. So knowing where that emotion come from is very useful to make a better decision. For example, if you feel excitement and extremely joy, So, but when you examine the source of that joy and uh, triggers that joy, so it might be a wrong decisions. Like, for example, it might hurt other feelings, but it's increase your feeling like it may be you are enjoying that situation, but it might be hurting other feelings. So that is not the right thing. So in my point of view, when we have to examine the source of the emotion, so we have to make sure that emotions uh, may not hurt others, the source of emotion. So I think you got my ideas, guys. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Really very, really very good points out there. But yeah, what I think is that when I had some altercation with someone, I had many fights, even in my school also, and now in the college also. I'm going through a lot of them. Some started by me also, and some started by other guys also. But some fights were also due to the girls also. So yeah, I had many experiences of that. But now I have been grown quite matured. I know how to handle those things, when to react and when to not react. But what my gist is that if someone is really charging at you, and the logic is really very absurd, and without any purpose, they're harming you or saying abusive words to you, you should go all in, and give that person the thing he's needing. And if you know that your mistake is there, you should be humble at that point of time. You know what my philosophy says. So I really have calmed down myself after all that things. Yeah, and I think it is better to just sometimes step away from the situation when you think that you are wrong. And yeah, if someone is also charging at you, then you should give him the thing he's needing. So yeah, my point is that if you're
Okay, I have
hurtful, then
something.
go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, you are right, but we also need to consider some more points. If someone is harming you, if someone is abusing you, now you have to first of all see, can you confront that person? Can you teach him some lesson? If he is more powerful than you, more influential than you cannot do anything to that person. You cannot even teach any lesson to that person. So I think in general cases, if you are like in college and school, someone is doing, you can teach them lessons because they are like you. So in such cases, you can teach them lessons if they are doing something to you, harming you, abusing you without any reason. You can first of all talk to them why you are doing all these things. But if they are acting arrogantly, if you think you can follow any other approach, which is fair, then you should just follow that approach. But in that other case where a person is powerful than you or elder than you, where you cannot win against him, I think the best move at that time is just avoid that person, because later that person can create more problems to you. So just move away, surrender, just don't
Yeah.
pay any attention.
Exactly. Consider if some politician is in front of you, you can't say any abusive words to him. Yeah, you can give him on TV, but you can't directly go and say that I don't like you, just go away from here. Yeah, that means a lot. Power means a lot. Power is everything in nowadays world. Yeah, I think you should be rational in that situation where you can't do anything. Just step aside, calm your mind, and yeah, think rationally at that point of time. But where you think you
Yeah,
can handle the situation, and the things are going out of the control, then you can act impulsively at that point of time.
yeah, that is why we need to be wise. We need to know where to take which action. We cannot follow same strategy at every place with every person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe if someone is physically weak, you can beat that person, you can hit that person. But if he is physically stronger than you, he can smash on your face and he'll break your all the teeth. You cannot do anything. So at that time, you need to react differently. Maybe you will just negotiate with him. You can talk directly, humbly with that person, so that next time he will not harm you.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
know,
We can have our 2 3 friends and go and beat him. Just things like that.
there's some instances where if someone is persistently pestering you, you end up losing it. No matter how big their stature is, you just lose it and you just want to fight them, knowing that you're already fighting a losing battle. But yeah, as you have said, we need to develop wisdom to be able to just accept that seemingly defeat in that moment, knowing that we would have saved ourselves from the terrible smash on the face.
Pretty accurate.
Mostly we should focus on our peace of life. So if we can avoid fights, if we can avoid arguments, just do that. Because if we will go in arguments or fights or in other strategies, maybe it will affect our sleep, our peace. So we need to analyze all the situations, all the reactions, whatever is better for us. And in most of the scenarios, I think we can just avoid those situations. Sometimes there are some
Can I
temporary
quickly
people.
take a detour? We have been discussing the response of frustration here and have stopped discussing emotions altogether. Have we not?
Mhm. Yeah, a little bit. We have just diverted ourselves from the main topic.
Yeah, but we are discussing about emotion also,
Mhm.
like to be calm in that situation.
So let me complete this point first. In most of the scenarios, the people are temporary to us. Like any stranger is there. If he is like doing anything which we don't feel is good, I think in general cases we can avoid such people because they are temporary. Just fighting with them or doing something which will not solve the problem is not a good thing. Maybe it will affect our peace. We may become angry on them, and when we become angry, we actually hurt ourselves. The people upon whom we become angry, they don't care. They are just happy living their life. We are angry inside of our head. Why this person has done this? Why that? That person is chilling. So we should avoid such people. Peace is the first priority. Yeah.
So yeah, so the conclusion is the first priority should be to be mentally calm and avoid the situation if we can, uh, so that we do not harm our mental peace. And the second thing is that if that situation goes out of hand, then you can do something about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in this case, I don't think anybody will be calm. Like in the case of agriness, everybody want to take a action. But I have a different point of view. If you have something like that, you have to discuss with your friend, like another person, not the same person in which you have a fight with the person. A third person that might give you a third view or perspective that will help you. Like if you have fight with somebody, he gave you to correct time or something or actions. And I will also read a point from a book. I don't remember the name of the book, but the voice of peace is stronger than the act of violence. If you maintain the peace someday and sometime after you don't talk with the person, I definitely say or not, but the person's feels guilty. If you done anything wrong with somebody, you feel some level of guilt. And if you continue your uh, peace by maintaining distance from the person, he absolutely, if he is genuinely a good person, he absolutely take forgiveness from you. That is my point.
Yeah, if we analyze that 70 to 80% fights are worthless, pointless, on any point people are fighting if someone had said something to us. If we come out of the situation when we sit back into our room and think, oh shit, I thought at this point, you think that, yeah, it was not a logical thing to behave that accordingly to that. It is just the impromptu thing which we do at that point of time. So I think the first thing is when you're really very angry and you're not thinking rationally, just step aside and think for a moment. That is the thing you can do.
You can also talk with somebody that might help you to give a view or idea
Yeah,
of your
exactly.
next action. Like
Yeah.
I have a case of fighting with my friend, and I have asked my friend what I have to do. And I recently remember I have something that the person is needed. I think I take it from it and show my arrogance by doing this. But one of my friends suggested if you take this from somebody greatest time, I think it will be destroys your relations as well. And if you give him, it shows your quality of you have a stronger, like you don't rely on something. You just have thought of that you, if you want to be do something, it does not need action. You just need a perfect plan that or not plan. You just need a perfect distance from the person for some time, and it really help you to get out from this situation.
Okay, thank you guys for your ideas. I think we should wind up, right?
Yeah, we should wind
We
up.
have
We're running. Yeah.
okay. So, like for short, we have talked like how to deal with emotions and recognizing the emotion, pause before acting, and also the very important point like I want to mention lastly is separate facts from feeling. You know, uh, and hasty generalizations may lead to wrong decisions also. Like, for example, if one person in our community or in our organization disagree with our idea, so humans or our emotions may and feelings may think like everyone is against me and everyone is opposing me. So this is not right. This is just a feeling. But the fact is only one person or one person disagree with us. So uh, separate feeling with facts. It's also be useful. So thank you very much, all of you guys, from Radar, Shakash, Del Jess, Sakash, uh, Cookshit. She just joined now, right now. So thank you. Tomorrow we will have a great session like today, and come and join with your precious ideas. Thank you. I have finished.